We've eaten through Europe's foodie giants, Spain, Italy, and France. But the place that shocked us most? A tiny island with a food culture bigger than you'd ever expect. Today we've got one scooter, one day, and the whole island of Malta to eat through. From the national dish most tourists never taste, to a roadside bakery that nearly broke us.
More.
We're taking on 10 traditional Maltese foods in just 24 hours to prove why Malta belongs at the top of your foodie bucket list.
Yay!
All right, strap on your big boy pants. Time to eat some food.
Is this wine or is this coffee? We're about to find out. We are at Busy Bee, which is like kind of the go-to cafe in Malta. They have different locations across the island, and kind of their unique spin on their coffee is that they honey process their beans. If you didn't know, Malta actually means honey. It's from the ancient Greeks and Romans. And this is a V60, and it came in a wine bottle, which I've never experienced, so that'll be very unique. What we're really here for is the Maltese Kannoli. There's some argument about who made it first, but apparently in the Maltese version, they use red wine instead of Marsala wine in the crust. And of course, they use Maltese ricotta cheese. If you watched our Sicily road trip video, you saw that the cheese was exploding and there was just a little bit of crunchy crust. But here we have a lot of crust, which I love, and a little bit of cheese. And they're also dipped in almonds, which normally traditionally it is dipped in pistachios or in chocolate. So let's see how it compares. They're really similar to Sicily. This crust is thicker. It tastes more like a pie crust, where I feel like Sicily tasted a little bit more like a marriage of a cookie. And the ricotta is a little bit less sweet. And I believe it's sheep's cheese, so you get that little bit of that tang. Pretty delicious. Malta, I see you. Honey coffee. Normally I don't do coffee without milk, so I'm going bold. Ooh.
You're like a fancy coffee person.
I know, I'm so fancy now. That is so smooth. You do get like that kind of honey flavor in the back, but it's not overly sweet. And then I know Kayla picked the beans. I let you pick up the beans here, which is really cool. And there are some spicy notes, which pair very well with the honey, and also very good for cannoli.
It's sweet. It reminds me of something. Funnel cakes.
Yeah.
Like the pastry's like a funnel cake.
You're
Bringing
right.
me back to the fair days.
So which one's better, Sicily or Malta? Well, you're just gonna have to travel and find out yourself. Power!
Time for some food.
I wish you could smell it. It smells like buttery puff pastry, and it's so fancy and popular. Thank you. Our next stop brings us to Rabat, to IS-SERKIN Crystal Palace, which is known on the island as the best place to eat pastizzi. So pastizzi is this crispy phyllo puff pastry. And as we learned in our Valletta food tour, which we'll link below, there's two kinds. So there's traditional ricotta, which is shaped like this. It's a little bit more, I guess, like oval and pointy, and then the mushy pea, which is the British influence, they add a little bit of curry, and you can see it's wider, shape by shape. Tell us in the comments which one you think you would prefer. One thing to note is do not order pastis. You don't want to order that. Let's go traditional first. So flaky. You can see the layers. It's savory, super salty, with that fatty, crunchy crust. It's pretty dang good. I think it's all over my face. Compare mushy pea action. A little bit of curry. I like that one, and that one's my favorite. And apparently, 60% of Maltese also prefer the mushy peas. This would be extra good with. I think ricotta would win for me. It had a drizzle of honey, since, you know, Malta does mean honey. Salty, sweet, crispy, crunchy. Which one's your favorite?
I'm leaning towards ricotta.
It's really nice and salty.
It's like, I don't know, I like it.
After you're done exploring Rabat, make sure you walk a little bit over to Medina. It's actually just like 2 minutes from the Pastizzi place. This is the old capital of the city. It's the walled area, and it's absolutely beautiful, so don't miss it. So pretty, all the colors.
What am I doing?
I don't know, give us a thumbs up or something. Oy. made it to the rain and we got some carbs. We're at Andrew's snack bar, and you'll see in Malta that snack
That
bars.
does not look like a snack.
I know, it's like a snack bar, more like meal bar. But a snack bar you will see them everywhere. It's kind of like the culture. It's like an even like more laid back cafe. You walk in and you go to the counter to order. What's the most traditional fritira?
We have tuna.
Thank you. Then you get your food free instantaneously, and it's really cheap. All of that for $4.
It's a baby.
And what we're trying right now is a traditional tira, which actually is a UNESCO World Heritage food. The bread is what we're referring to here, which is a really soft bread with sesame seeds on the top, and it's actually shaped like a ring. And we have the traditional filling: tomato, lettuce, carrots, onions, tuna. There's some olives in there as well, and I think there's some capers under the lettuce. That is what you do when you're in Malta, and this thing is big. I'm a little nervous. The bread is really crispy on the top and has kind of that nutty sesame flavor, but it's so fluffy on the inside. And you have that like very punchy tuna. The tuna in the Mediterranean is amazing. It's so simple, so flavorful, and it's a great lunch. Does it get a 10 out of 10?
It's so good. Crunchy, but really soft at the same time. And like the crust, it's good. Banging. Sign of a good sandwich.
And go drips down your fingers. Most tourists don't make it all the way to the other side of the island, which is Mgarr, and this is the foodie spot of the island. Most people stay around Valletta, but you should not make that mistake, because this is where to get Malta's national dish, which is rabbit stew, which is what we have here. You can get fried or stewed, and we got ours stewed because we think it's a little more tender, with red wine and peas. And so how this rabbit stew came to be is back in the day, the Phoenicians brought rabbits to Malta, and they thought eating them made you more beautiful, so of course they're very popular. One of the kings actually banned people from hunting them, and then of course they stopped eating them. But eventually they started eating all their crops, all their plants. They were annoyed by little rabbits, and again, they put them on their plates. So tender. Oh, it's a rib. Apparently you're supposed to eat rabbit with your hands, but I don't know, that seems a little bit messy. Oh yeah. Tell us in the comments if you've eaten rabbit before and if you liked it. It tastes kind of like a pork beach chicken. Super tender. There's kind of like winter spices in there. You can taste the red wine. You can tell it's been cooking for hours. It feels like grandma is smoking your taste buds. Definitely worth a little scooter ride to the other end of the island. Imqaret things. Yay! We wandered in the rain, even though it's not raining anymore, but it makes for a better story to find this very small, specific kiosk, Imqaret Halbet. They used to have a very famous kiosk in Valletta, and now they moved here. They are fried to order. It's like it's really hot. I took the face off. Something very interesting about Maltese cuisine is that because of its strategic position in the middle of the Mediterranean, it's been conquered by literally so many places. So you get a lot of Northern Africa and kind of also the Middle Eastern flavors, Arabic flavors. So you see that in the date pastry. They're very simple, very delicious dessert. Okay. Tastes kind of like a deep fried Pop-Tart. The inside's chewy. There's a lot of cloves and cinnamon and that really sticky, chewy date. It's honestly so simple. It's so good.
Is it like burn your face off like?
No, it's not burn your face off hot. It's just like
Pockets?
No, we're not talking bagel bite, pizza pocket hot. Just like good hot. No sharing? Well, the Maltese love their sweets, and we love the Maltese for loving their sweets. So our next stop is Qormi, which is actually recognized nationally as the land of bakeries. So there's so much going on here, and they're known for making their bread and also their pastries. We got two traditional pastries. We've got the Maltese honey ring, which you actually see the British influence in these because they're filled with treacle. And if you've read Harry Potter, you know what treacle is. And also some cinnamon, anise, and clove. Traditionally eaten around Christmas time, but because the Maltese love them, you can find them all year long. It's less chewy than the date filling, It is more like a bread pudding, French toast texture. You know, that kind of soft bread. But it really is also like a gingerbread flavor. There's a lot of deep molasses, a lot of cinnamon, a little bit of vanilla nutmeg, and it's kind of like a soft, almost like bread-like crust. It's not as sweet as I thought, and it's really tasty. Next up, some say this is Malta's most loved sweet, the pudina. This is kind of like the British bread pudding. It uses stale bread, milk, some orange and deep spices like nutmeg and cinnamon, like we see with the Arabic influence, and then some coconut on top. Like, it's really cold, which is kind of unexpected, and kind of like that French toast kind of squishy texture as well. So I wish I had a fork, but I guess I'm just gonna put this in my mouth. Oh wow, it's really soft. It almost tastes like rum, which I'm really not mad about at all. Got oranges, there's some little crunchy nuts in there. A little bit of coconut, which also adds a nice flaky texture. It's not too sweet, but perfectly sweet, and I really like that chewy, squishy texture. And it's almost got this kind of crispy crust on the bottom, which I don't know how they did that texture on top, but it's one of my favorite bread puddings I've ever had. Usually not a bread pudding person. Too much rum.
Say that 10 times.
I know, it's the rum in this.
This bread pudding's like really good.
I think it's my favorite thing we've eaten all day, and I don't even like bread pudding.
I wish I could eat more of it. More. But I'm holding the camera with my other hand. Help me. Help me.
Our dinner brings us to Marsaxlokk, the coastal fishing village of Malta. If you come on Sunday morning early, you'll see the fishermen bringing their fish in, and there's a super upbeat, vibrant fish market where you can taste things and buy fish if you want to cook at home. But if you want to actually get the best seafood, come to Roots, and you have to try this very traditional fish soup. I think it's called atija, something like that. The rice has been, you can tell the rice has been cooking in the broth for a while. It's really soaked up that tomato flavor. There's garlic, there's onion. The fish is really, really tender. It's not overly fishy. There's almost like a little bit of mint in there, which is really surprising. It's very simple, very fresh, very vibrant, warm, cozy, delicious. And we got a couple other seafoody dishes. They're not like traditionally Maltese or anything, but we are in the Mediterranean, so just seafood is kind of thing. We have a seafood coconut curry, which also kind of brings that whole Maltese mix of ethnicities, and then just some simple white wine and tomato mussels.
Mussels and a half show. Muscle power. If you know where this comes from, say it in the comments.
Well, we made it to the most famous city on the island, Valletta. And we have been eating wine today, which means we have got to wash it down. We love wine not because you can do a Maltese wine tasting where you get a white, rosé, and a red, or they are really extensive by the glass if you just want a little way to end the day. Well, we sure explored a lot of traditional Maltese cuisine today. But if you don't have a scooter, you don't want to rent one or take the bus, you might only be able to stay in Valletta, but don't worry, we have something for you. We did a whole traditional Maltese food tasting in the city of Valletta with the best restaurants and places to eat. So make sure you hit like, subscribe, and check out that video.